Hello everyone, my name is Alexey Kalistikov. I am the co-founder of the Strike Arena franchise. And today we are starting to film a video for you again. What kind of chick is this? With me are our partners, Future, Pavel, and Arseny. We conducted a tour at an already finished club at those that are being set up. With Pavel, we thought we had a great space, but in the end, it didn't work out. In general, I want to ask you how your impressions of our work, about the clubs we create, how the processes go, and in general, tell us about your impressions.
Actually, the biggest impression is communicating with the club owners, because people share their experiences and some questions will become clearer. Of course, it's still scary, probably like it is for anyone planning to invest in all this, but we will address it. We will regulate all these issues in the same way. I think everything will work out.
Yes. I also agree that it's a huge advantage to be able to talk with other owners, ask some questions, even exchange numbers, and the franchise also helps a lot. The impression is only positive. Yes, it's scary to enter a new field, but what can you do?
Actually, what I would like to add is that before signing the contract, when I was considering Strike Arena as a franchise and looking at, also when comparing with some other competitors, I had the opinion that Strike Arena is a good franchise and it will definitely be able to stay on par with some of the larger franchises. And now I understand that it's not just about staying on the same level, but based on some examples we've seen, I realized that you can launch there to the fullest.
If you have any questions about our franchise, you can reach out. You can submit requests to talk personally with me or with our partners. We are open to everyone. We can connect and introduce you.
In general, by this time it will already be open. Yes, by the time this episode is released, we will have already opened, and we will also be giving back to newcomers like us, making it easier for them to open up, and the risk of execution will be.
For those who want to open. If Arseny and Pavel are open, you will be able to find Arseny. It will be Pushkin, Pavel. It's still unclear where we will be. Only within the limits, it's possible. Somewhere within the limits of Moscow, yes. Subtitles by Dima Todok. In this episode, we will tell and show you which clubs our partners, Arseny and Pavel, have opened, how much a club with 20 computers earns in 2025, and how much money is needed to open a similar club. Let's go. Right now, we are again in Moscow at Strike Arena Salarievo. And we'll chat with our guy on the floor. He has already worked for 3 months, and in principle, we can summarize the interim results, find out what innovations he has and how much, or rather, what turnover of funds he has achieved. Hi, Pasha. Good to see you again. Let's hear it. Tell us in summary where we are and everything about where we are, right there.
Strike Arena Metro Salarievo. We have 21 computers and 1 PlayStation.
So you have 22 workstations?
Yes, approximately 22 workstations.
Tell me, how much do you pay for rent? How many square meters do you have here? This will be useful for our...
We have 94 square meters here. We pay 200,000 for rent, plus a variable part for utilities. How much does it come to in total? Around 250.
That's electricity.
Rent, building maintenance, since we are in a residential complex, and...
For 94 square meters, 22 workstations, is that few or many?
I think we fit absolutely perfectly.
Considering that all our rooms are VIP, right?
Yes, all our rooms are VIP. We have different rooms. We have a solo room, a duo room.
How many rooms do we have?
We have 6 rooms. 7 rooms, including the PlayStation room.
6 will be 1. All right. I know there are 3 more computer clubs in the neighboring areas. Tell me, why do people choose us and choose it all?
It's already clear why they choose us. For comfort, for privacy, for the atmosphere, because nothing glitches or lags here. Because you can come with any group. We have convenient booking. We also have a new feature, which is a remote menu. Well, later on, yes.
Will you show it? Regarding the price list, what is our price list?
On average, the price on a weekday is 185 rubles per hour. On weekends, it's a bit more, 220 rubles.
Is that for any room or?
That's for all rooms except the solo room. The solo room is more expensive.
And the solo, how much does it cost?
The solo costs 250 rubles on a weekend per day.
Is that a lot? Is that a little?
I can't really say, but no one complains.
No one complains. It's just that we, for example, have now started to do the minimum price for solo is 340 rubles minimum and the general hall. We have increased it and we see feedback that people are generally okay with it.
It's fine. People don't complain. People are willing to pay more to come and play with comfort.
Now let's talk about the most interesting part. Tell me, how much money does the club bring you? What are the expenses? Well, everything in numbers. Let's take the data from the last month. Today is March 8th. Let's take, to be objective, from the 7th to the 7th.
From the 7th to the 7th. The total revenue from the long game dashboard app is 1,093,000, but that's including bonuses. Without bonuses, we made a revenue of 909,000.
Well, probably earned after all. It's revenue. Well, yes. Of course, it's nice to watch and count how many revolutions there are. Quite a good turnover.
It grows every month for us. Last month we had around 850 as far as I remember.
Yes, this is the second month, right?
Yes, now we are in the third month.
And the first month, how much was it?
The first month was 750 if I'm not mistaken. You can check earlier in the interview.
Yes, well.
Shared this information.
Yes. It turns out there's constant growth.
Yes, there is growth. We have 305 new clients this month. That's a 27% increase.
And how do they come to us in general? How do they find out about us?
SMM, regular outdoor signage. People pass by, see the computer club. They come in, get acquainted with the interior, and return, they come to us.
By the way, regarding our signage, our guys from St. Petersburg did a great job. They were the first to put up. The guys from St. Petersburg at Parnas, big respect to you. They were the first to convince, they put up the sign, Striker Computer Club. They convinced us that it should be done this way, and indeed, we are getting feedback. As soon as people see our computer club, it's immediately clear what it is.
Many don't understand what a cyber zone is or whatever else it was called. Gaming space, no. Computer club, it's clear and understandable to everyone. They come in, take a look.
How much you are making. The average daily revenue from the bar and computers, the average revenue.
Now, as we are still gaining momentum, it stays around 45,000.
How much of that is from drinks, bars, how much from computers?
Let's look at the numbers. For example, February 22. The revenue was 57,000, of which 44,000 was from computers. And 13,600 was from Bardov food up and amount of drinks.
You picked the best day. Ha 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 ha. Well, okay, let's pick another day. Let's say the day before yesterday, March 6th, just off the top of my head.
March 6th, 36,000.
36,000.
Of which 27 is from computers and 9 from food and drinks.
Okay, let's do the 7th. Let's do the day before yesterday.
What was it? Yesterday, 39.
39.
Of which 29 from computers and 10 from drinks, approximately.
Well, it's more or less. Yes, it's disappointing. Already, yes. Please tell me about you. How many people work in the club?
I have 6 people working, all students, a little turnover. Well, I think it's individual for everyone.
But you told me 9.
Some have already quit.
But you told me 3 days ago. Laughter.
6 people in principle is enough? Oh, I think it's not enough. Someone got sick, someone has exams. So...
And how much do you pay them?
I pay a fixed salary of 2,500 and a percentage from the bar.
I see. And probably one of the last questions. The most interesting thing is that in the last video we set a goal of 1.5 million. Do you think we can achieve it?
Of course. We will do it thanks to, I believe, the bar. We need to develop in this area.
Great. Pasha, please tell us, how do they order food or drinks? Our guests?
With us, food or drinks can only be ordered through the electronic menu on the computer.
And show us what it looks like.
It looks something like this.
Understood. And is it possible to order from the administrator, for example, if
We removed the option to order from the administrator in order to increase the average check at the bar so that the guest can comfortably order a drink, food, or something else from the menu without leaving their gaming spot, and the administrator will bring it.
I agree, yes. Because when I play myself, for example, if I get killed in Dota, I minimize, you order something and then go back in.
It's very convenient. Payment is also done at the computer.
Well, yes. And you start to notice how you keep ordering.
Yes, and because of this, the average check increases, more orders, more revenue, and we earn more.
And do the guests complain when you refuse them?
No, the guests, on the contrary, are delighted that they no longer have to go anywhere or get up, and therefore, there are many more orders.
Now, a quick fire round. Pasha, when will you open a second club, and will you at all?
Yes, as I have said many times before, we will definitely be opening a second club. I hope it will be soon. We have found a location, and we are already negotiating for the premises. There are some issues with the ventilation because the premises are located in a shopping center. A little spoiler. We just need to sort out the electrical and ventilation issues, and then we will move on to the design plan in more detail.
I see. Second question.
If not the computer business, then I wouldn't consider anything other than the computer business. I would like to scale specifically in this field, which is exactly what I am doing.
I see. Do you think the market is oversaturated with computer clubs or not? Definitely not.
Moscow is the city where I live and where I opened my first club. I travel around Moscow and see plenty of places. Where else would I open the same, I think, in any city, actually, even if I live there?
In Cheboksary, there are many places where you can open up. I think the situation is the same in every city. Pasha, thank you for your time. Especially today, March 8th. I understand that you need to go sit with your girlfriend, so I wish you to reach our cherished goal of 1.5 million rubles.
I hope we will definitely reach it. Yes, we will strive. We are already on our way to it.
And when we reach it, we will definitely inform all our guests, all our viewers who are watching us. Thank you. Easy entry into business with the Strike Arena franchise. We have been in this market for 6 years, and we have a strong competitive advantage with our new format, which has no analogs. Write to us and we will send you all the details. And here we arrived in the city of Pushkino to our partner Arsini. I would like to draw attention to the sign we have here. Strike Arena Computer Club. It's immediately clear what's located here, especially considering the huge traffic that passes by here. Everyone sees and knows what kind of place this is. But unfortunately, the city administration did not allow us to bring all our design ideas to life, and it turned out the way it did. Now let's go inside, meet Arsini again, and find out how things are going in the club. Hello, Arsini. Good to see you again. Likewise. Tell us about your club, how many computers you have, the address, and anything else you think is important.
Well, actually, we have a club with 20 computers. We are located at Pushkin Turgenev Street 12. We opened a little over a month ago with a technical opening on January 26th and officially on February 1st. We've been operating for just over a month, as I mentioned. Overall, we are satisfied with the initial results, but we aim for more and will strive towards that.
Super. Please tell me, we filmed a video with you in the summer and you said in it that you saw us and thought that we could aim for something bigger. Now, after you see the work you've done, how can you comment on your words?
In fact, I have thought about this idea repeatedly in my head, not specifically about the filming, and I don't even recommend it. In general, overall. After we opened here, many people have moved to us from neighboring clubs, quite large and well-known ones. Franchises, I mean. I won't name them, of course, but we all understand what I'm talking about. And I generally came to the conclusion that if ever I really hope it comes to this, it will open. I have a second club, so it's very advantageous to open right among other clubs because we can provide very good competition. There's absolutely no problem. And on the contrary, it even plays to our advantage because there is an established audience of people who go to computer clubs, and due to, accordingly, the system, how our club operates. With separate rooms, we can very easily attract this audience to us.
Well, yes, I'll add, for example, if we take the experience of Kazakhstan, which I'm currently relying on, there can be up to 10 computer clubs in one neighborhood. Roughly speaking, 40 buildings, 10 computer clubs. I think we will soon reach the same situation. Competition will grow and we need to constantly develop, which is exactly what we are doing. Regarding the pricing. So we have, it turns out, our colleagues nearby as well. Ours is higher, the same, or lower?
Ours is higher, and quite significantly so. The only thing is, probably at the time of opening, we went a little overboard with the pricing, but we resolved it in a simple way. We offered an additional discount for booking through the Long Games mobile app, which collaborates with Strike Arena, and that's very good. It helps us, besides the fact that we came to the point where our pricing is still higher, but not as significantly. Plus, we also motivate people to book everything through the mobile app. This greatly helps the administrators by automating their work, quite simply. Due to the fact that bookings are made, thus it's very easy to work. The guys come in, they know everything, they go to their computers. Everything helps very easily.
Does their pricing scare them?
Or it mostly scares the younger guys. Like some middle schoolers, middle school classes, of course. For them it's a bit intimidating, but the older guys, they're mostly fine with it. We have a lot of guys who come in regularly. We had one person come in, and before his first visit, he was at a premium club in St. Petersburg. When he came to us, he said, "So it's not expensive overall, it's fine."
I agree. Have you managed to implement everything you planned here, or do you still have something in your plans to improve or add, or just the main thing?
Naturally, we will expand to 25 because the entire club and its layout were initially designed for that. For 25 computers, due to certain understandable financial reasons, we opened with 25 computers. We will add, as soon as possible, overall, I don't know about everything else, we will try to expand the bar so everything else seems fine, super.
Now, let's talk about the most essential and interesting topic, earnings. Let's move to your favorite room.
I need to think about which one is my favorite. Probably our Solnik, Dirk. Because sometimes Solnik is booked more than a day in advance. Yeah, okay, and what about you? Right now, we have set the overnight package at 1550, 1440 for 5 hours. We have 1320, 1440. And Sonic, how much is it for you? They're 11, but I personally misunderstood the question. Yes, Sonic 1 saw you a lot. I have 4-2s up to 4-2s. They get filled up while 4-2s are getting filled. And it often happens that the guys who couldn't get into solo go to the house because more is needed, but often it turns out that the food works very well for those who want to come solo. Because a person sits down, and often no one books next to them. Also, when people come in pairs, they just look to see if someone is free. Therefore, it seems to me, but again, this is my personal advice, which no one has asked me for yet. When planning at spaces, put a strong emphasis on pairs. Pairs work very well. You can have slightly fewer triples. Pairs are generally very important, very good.
A computer club that doesn't exist in your city. Open it with a Strike Arena franchise. Only room 5 and solo VIP. We know how to work and earn in the computer club market. Be the first to open a new format in your city. We move to our room. One of the favorite duos. There are a lot of them in the club. And let's probably ask the most interesting questions that everyone is curious about. I don't know if you've counted or not. How much total money have you invested in the club?
I haven't calculated exactly how much it came to yet, but the total figure is probably around 12. But it's important to consider the fact that the premises were dismantled completely down to the concrete shell, to the point where we redid the screed, we started from scratch here, the ventilation, we did everything. So literally there was a concrete shell here. I remember there was a pharmacy here, then it was a grain pharmacy, and we completely dismantled everything to zero. Plus, again, it's important to understand that I had a certain overspending on this renovation simply because I am a person who has never done renovations in my life, and basically anyone who understands at least something about it or has a friend who can help will save a significant amount of money.
I see. And how much do you pay for rent?
The rent comes out to 2,000 per square meter, and we have 100 meters here, so 200,000. That's how it is.
200,000. And how much did you end up paying for downtime while you were building? Because I know the construction took you a lot of time.
About 600,000.
So roughly speaking, you overpaid by thousands, just like that. You just gave it to the landlord.
Well, again, yes, if we had managed, we didn't have very long rent holidays, only 2 months. If we had managed, so to speak, to fit into that figure when we paid for the first month and had 2 more months of rent holidays. So if we had completed the construction in 3 months, then yes. Actually, there would have been an overpayment, but something tells me that possibly even with all my mistakes, we wouldn't have managed. So in any case, we would have had to pay for at least 1 more month. So I would probably deduct 400,000 to be completely accurate. I understand. Okay.
How long have you been working? It turns out since January 26th, right? You can count from February 1. That's when the club was already operating, and let's probably take the figure. So today is March 8th, February 7th. To March 7th, that's how we calculated. Pavel, what was the turnover there of your club?
If I answer briefly and clearly, then according to the dashboard, according to ours, our revenue is 911,000, but it's important to understand that this 911,000 is calculated by the dashboard along with the bonuses we allocate, and we allocate bonuses as compensation in case we messed up somewhere, like if something didn't work out with the computer or something else. Therefore, to be honest, I can't say exactly how much it actually came out to. And the second aspect, which is also important to consider, we have a permanent promotion. We offer 2 hours for 1 ruble to a new guest upon completing full registration.
And right now, almost all our guests are new because we've been operating for a month.
That's exactly what I'm getting at, that from January 26 to February 7, and February, yes, February 26, 27, February, and then we have a lot of guests coming in for this promotion, and they have at least 1 visit, which is essentially free for them. That is at most, I don't know, 200, 300, maybe a bit more rubles from the bar, and that's it. All these other funds we have are actual revenue from the repeat visits of these same people.
Let's take a look at the business application log for revenue on February 26th, March 6th, and so March 7th.
So first on the 22nd, February 24th, here on the 2nd of February, we made 52,000. But that's probably one of the highest figures we've had. That is, there was a very large revenue due to the daily. For how many bars?
Out of them, 12,300 were from the bar. Now, let's look at March 6th and March 7th. These are random numbers. We checked them with Pasha, and we just wanted to compare yours. But while you have it, he had 57.
March 6th, approximately 20 for 36. And March 7th, let's maybe not move too far from the camera. I'll switch it right away. 738 and 343. And how much from the bar? 3 plus 170. But actually, there's something else to boast about. Our cash register broke down yesterday. Not yesterday, to be precise, but the day before yesterday. Our administrator, when closing the lid, closed it too tightly, and we worked without a cash register from Thursday evening until 4 p.m. yesterday at all. And accordingly, this revenue is from 4 p.m. to midnight. In essence, I think it's even more. I think there's 3,000 to 4,000 more. Not to say that it's significant in the overall percentage, probably just by the count.
I noticed that your revenues are more or less the same. That's probably possible. Assume that you have 20 computers, and Pavel has 21 computers. That is, the minus is the same. In other words, we take full capacity and squeeze the maximum out of it. But you, I must note, have such figures in the first month. And this is probably one of the best indicators in principle in our network. For us, it varies Some achieve 300,000 in the first month, sometimes less, sometimes more. But to reach almost 900, maybe a bit less. That's truly fantastic. Congratulations on that. Thank you. Straight, head only. And I would probably like to ask one last question, then we'll move on to the Blitz. Pavel and I set a goal to achieve a revenue of 1.5 million rubles with 20 computers. Do you think you can do the same? Shall we set such a goal?
Honestly, at the moment, I can hardly imagine how that can be done. Of course, such a goal can be set, but when I will achieve it, I can't say for sure yet. I went all charged up. Pavel is a good friend whom I've known since the time. He also started building a club. We started building almost simultaneously. Pavel is an incredibly driven guy, always ready for any movement, for any ambitious goals. I'm a bit more reserved, more modest in setting tasks. Well, 1,200,000 are probably possible. 1.5 million is still hard to imagine. 1,200,000, we will definitely do it.
No, 1,200,000. It's possible, yes. We'll do it. Well, by the way, if you consider 5 computers, that's already teaching. Well, we'll definitely make 1.5 million.
No, from 25 it's possible, yes.
From 25 here, even the rest, there are none. All right, let's move on to the Blitz survey. When will you open a fair club, and will you at all?
When this club reaches the targets that I would like it to reach, and I understand that, in principle, when I am confident about this club, let's put it that way.
All right, if not a computer club as a business, then what?
I can't answer because I came from one business to the computer club business, and for now I'm staying here. If I knew the answer to that question, my decision would be different. For now, I'm here.
I see. Do you think the computer club market is oversaturated with clubs? Or is there still room to expand?
Here, there could be a very promotional insert specifically for our franchise, but this is truly what I believe at the moment. Within our franchise, you can open up comfortably, even in places where there are many other computer clubs, because, for example, our club opened as the 5th club in Pushkino. We have, I might be mistaken, maybe the editor will correct me when they gather the information. Pushkino has 112,000, very insignificant, so to speak. That is a normal city, but not very large. And for this city, we are the 5th club. And it has already been mentioned what our figures are. If we can open as the 5th club among quite large franchises of others and deliver such results, it means that in other places where conditions are even better, there will be no problems at all.
Thank you for the high praise. Thank you, Arseny, for your time, especially on March 8th. I know you have to run. We will work together and earn together. Thank you. And if you want to open a club with a personnel team at some level over time, contact the company Striker in.